Hey you, it's Neon Keegan and Falkor the Crypto Corgi. Let's do some cool shit. Hey, what's up, you crazies? It's Neon Keegan, and I'm doing this review for my dog, Falkor. He knows that over the break, I actually broke my Apple Watch. So being a sweetheart, he went and stole me another one. As you can see, this thing is all busted up. It's really great, though. I mean, the thing still works. So good job, Apple. So what we're going to do today is get a brand new Apple Watch out of the box. And these are really cool because I like the box immediately. It has a almost a silky glow feel to it. This is great. It's got a medicinal white. So when you're looking at this, it almost has a little pop that almost makes you feel comfortable. You just want to take this box. You just want to hold it. You just want to tell it your deepest secrets. It's going to look back at you and it's going to say, hey, it's okay. We've all been there. And that's just on the outside. Just holding this guy, I feel like if I was having a bad day, I just want to come home. I just want to touch this and be like, okay, it's much better. If you've seen Get 'em to the Greek, you know if you just want to touch and pet the wall, this feels like this box could have been part of the wall. You just want to kind of touch it, feel it, and feel more at peace. I actually don't want to open this right now, but then how the hell am I going to get my new watch on? So we're going to. So let's pop this bad boy open. It's nice. It almost has a 1980s, 1990s boom box feel to it here, and it's very stupid proof. No matter who you are, no matter how inbred you are, or if you happen to be a fan of the University of Alabama, this is still okay for you. You're still not so stupid that you can't get into it without fully hulking out like a caveman and ripping it open. They've got these little circles here, these kind of happy circles, and you can rub them totally in a non-sexual way. You can kind of put your fingers around these, and it really makes the man inside of me happy. What we're going to do now is we're just going to pop these little guys up. Boom, and we have already gone to the next step of opening this. So when you pop those up, the little piece of cardboard looks like it's going to come up with it. And what that is great is for people who have gotten confused in between seeing the circles and what to do with them next. This leads you down the right direction, kind of like a man with a fire torch leading you down a dark cave of discovery. So here we are. We're going to open this one side. It's got a nice, crisp, kind of clean sound to it that once again it sounds inviting. I'm just now starting to open the box and I already feel like this box is a friend of the family and I would welcome them back into my home at any time. We're going to go for the other side. Just as clean. It sounds smooth. It sounds like a very expensive piece of maybe some type of furniture sliding along a marble floor. It's very nice. So we're going to open this up here. And as you can see, as I pull down on here to open it, it's automatically going to bring us now to the next step of bringing this forward. So if you happen to be someone who's more of a mongoloid and you've gotten this far and you don't know what to do next, well, Apple's looking out for you. They say, hey, stupid person who has a little bit of money to buy our product, let us lead you down the right yellow brick road. And we're going to come here. And now that I'm opening it, it's reminding me which I purchased. This, by the way, is a 44 millimeter of the new the Apple Watch. And we're in here, and I'm immediately greeted with color. I'm a fan of this. This is nice. I like the color that I open it up. It's, hey, you've been looking at very medicinal white so far. The moment you pop this open, boom, color. Other parts of your brain are just activating. You're like, oh my God, is it a surprise party just for me? Thank you so much, Apple. I'm amazed you guys would take time out of your making $1 billion an hour day to do this for me. Apple threw a party for me, guys. Thank you, Steve Jobs, you wacko who's dead. And it's really cool because there's different colors here, and I like it, and it's reminding you, it's showing you both sides of the Apple Watch itself through just a picture. And then as we go to open the other side, boom, more color. And they've done a great job with this because on our first side of it, we were immediately greeted with kind of a sunburst orange and somewhat of a military green and blues. And I don't know what that is there. I want to call that a pink, but that's not really a pink. It's got kind of a, what color is that? It's not mauve. You know what it is? This is if you went and bought a pink car in the late 60s and left it out in the sun for about 30 years. This is the color it would become. And then, of course, you have this kind of espresso brown with maybe a rose gold color. But honestly, that's the color that old men buy their Cadillacs in, and I'm not a fan. As we open the other side, boom, we're hit with a little more color. So we don't have the 30-year-old pink. Now we've got kind of maybe an orangish car that was left to rust for a while. But I actually like this color. This would look good on a heathered salmon shirt. And then we're back to kind of a blue. And this is just reminding us that, hey, you're into the Apple product now. Look at all of these watches, this glorious world of watches. And now you have a watch. You're one of us. You're with us now. We know what happened to you when you were younger, and that's okay, because at Apple, you're back and part of the family. Even though they may not invite you to Thanksgiving dinner, you're welcome at our table. So we're here on the inside of the box. Your fingers just flow along the top of it like a catamaran in the open waters. It's just very refreshing. And we've got what feels like one box on the inside, but as I'm opening it up, it's actually breaking into two. So let's start with this top one. And what they've done for us is they've actually put a watch face on the top of the box. For those who may have been given this gift at, let's say, the early age of maybe you're a 7th-month-old who just got a $500 watch for a gift. And this is a pretty picture to let you know what's inside because you have an understanding of time and space. So you look at this watch face, and this has a nice smooth flow to it. It just kind of opens. It just kind of lets the air seep in and then flows. And even the underside of the box still has that nice kind of pillowy feel to it. We're going to set this down over here. And I'm immediately greeted by the words, designed by Apple in California. So this is an American product, even though wherever they're building them overseas, that people were killing themselves, so they had to put the nets on the buildings so they would stop all that crazy overworked suicide. Thank you for those who made that sacrifice. I appreciate it because your life and death has given me a cool product that I can show off to my undeserving friends. Now, designed by Apple in California, that reminds me, hey, even on the West Coast gets a little crazy sometimes. Maybe they're doing something right. I'm lifting this piece up, and it's, I feel like maybe Apple has just given me a cool new bookmark to put into books, and those are the things that were made out of paper before we all had iPads. Anyone who's over the age of 20 may understand that. And I've got some cool paper inside. This is great in case I have more books. And this is also great because what I can do is not only can I go to a coffee shop and look like a pretentious butthole in reading a book in a coffee shop, but I can also have an Apple bookmark inside of my book to make sure that you know that I'm better than you. And it looks like there's instructions here on the inside, and they're pretty simple. Hey, watch face, etc. That's stuff to do. I'm not too worried with that. If you're outsmarted by a clock, I think you've got other issues going on. So now that we've lifted up our Apple bookmark that I could probably resell for way too much money, we're staring at the device. Now we've got this sectionalized here. This is kind of cool because we can decide where to go next. I'm going to start with the moneymaker here, the actual timepiece, if you will. This has an expensive feel to it. This feels like if you went and bought a ruby bracelet somewhere, this would be on the inside of the bracelet, that maybe you would kind of wipe the bracelet down to help keep it clean. I'm sure it has some electrostatic scientific properties that are out there, but we're not here to talk about that today because this is an explanation from my Corgi, and he's already smarter than I'm in the field of science. I'm just going to tear this thing open because honestly, I've been so meticulous with opening this thing up thus far that I just want to kind of get into it, and I like it. It's got a cold steel feel to it. The watch feels noticeably 8 to 10 degrees colder than the room itself that I'm in, and I like that. That's a really cool feel. But no, this is really cool. It looks almost like the face of in the 70s and 80s when we see robots in the future. That always kind of look like what the robot head would be. But I do like the feel. It's small, but it's heavy. It feels like what a $500 skipping stone would be if you're one of those people who just literally throws money away and lets children jump on their Lamborghini like it's a trampoline. So I'm going to set that back down inside there, and it fits nicely too. And it makes, that's a nice, a fun sound. And we have the charger here next. This is really cool. Again, going back to that patent angelic that feel to it that I just love. And because we've gotten thus far into opening the box, we're reminded of how we got here. It's like when you come across a friend you haven't seen in a while and you laugh about good times and that one thing you totally shouldn't have done, and thank God nobody got that on Facebook. And we kind of pop that open here. And again, as we pop it open, it's going to push open the bottom for us. For those of you with an IQ that are only in double digits, this opens it for you so you don't have to tear into it with teeth and gnaw. And we're going to slowly open it here, even down to the smallest detail, even here on the inside. So here we have our charger, and it's just going to kind of pop out. I did require a little bit of pressure to actually pull that out of there, but that's okay. Sometimes in life we have to be tough. Like when you have 3 children and you really love 2 of them. It's got a nice flattened cylinder feel to it, and it's slightly concave here, and that reminds me that that's the side that the main timepieces needed to go down on in order to charge. Now, I don't want to explain to you how, alternating and direct currents work. That's for another thing that I'm not going to do, and my Corgi honestly won't understand, but I'll set that here on the side. And it is nice here, again, even the wires themselves, the wires also have that smooth feel to them. It doesn't feel plasticky. It doesn't feel like something you went and got just to be functional. It actually reminds you that, hey, this is part of our very cool, overly priced ecosystem. Now with this, we can set this aside. It can be a colorful little hut, or it could maybe be, if I happen to clone a group of 7th century Danes and need to give them a longhouse, I can put them in there for that so they can enjoy revelry and mead. And now we're into our actual watch band itself. Again, the continuity, we're going to have that same, I almost feel like it's a good thing I'm not in public with people watching me stroke this box, but it is pleasant. It does feel highly moisturized. Like this is a really cool thing. I'm reminded of the size. I've got a 44 millimeter here. Yours might say 40. That's okay. I do some illicit activities that allow me a little more bread to spend. And it says here on the side, this is a white sport band. And we are going to, and I've got a little green kind of, and I'm a fan of the color, little green sticker here. And which is really funny because of my old watch that is completely busted up. It still turns on. Good job, Apple. Even though those things have been abused. It actually looks like my old band, the little dots that are on there to hold it together. So that's nice. I am moving from the past to the future here with this Apple Watch. The moment after you get your vital revenge, move forward. So we're getting this open. This actually is taking some effort. I recently cut my nails and I'm actually having a little bit of a difficult time getting into this, which is okay. That's okay. Sometimes in life, you have to put a little effort into it. You see those, Olympic athletes, they don't wake up one day and just say, hey, you know what? I want to be an Olympic athlete. They have to work for it every day. Just like you have to work for things in your life. And if things are simply handed to you in life and you get everything that you want, I hate you. So this is going into, and I'm opening right next to where you see the little Apple Watch symbol. And it's really fighting me. So I'm just going to kind of go a little more caveman in this. And I don't have any knives or anything around me or any sharp instruments because I don't trust my Corgi to try to get into this. And it's going to take, so I am actually tearing into this. And I can see now they use actually some pretty good tape on this, which is good. It's very important that it's way more difficult to get into the watch band itself than the 90% of what you're paying for item over here. In case you happen to be stealing the item, it's good that this is the piece you'd have trouble getting. We're going to open this here. We're going to have a nice smooth sliding out. And it looks like there is a piece of paper in here that is not in English. So we'll move on from that. Again, same smooth material. It's got kind of an instant open. I feel like this right here is more of an invitation into glory than the actual watch itself. And here we have instructions on the inside. Now earlier everything was color coded. Remember that our miniature Dane thing over here in the longhouse is all color coded. Here we've dropped back down to more of a gray scale. We want to keep it simple for people who just had to, completely roid rage out to get into here, to bring them levels back down, bring the testosterone and adrenaline back down, because you're supposed to enjoy this. And here we are. We have a very simple item. It almost feels like I'm presenting you with jewelry that's way too expensive with a 97% markup. This is very nicely put in here. It has a nice flow to it. This pops out. It's kind of fun. Of course, this is going to be in multiple pieces because the watch it straps in on both sides of it. And the touch of this, the smooth satinness of the box, is mimicked here on this, and this is actually, because it's movable, it's 3 times as soft. It still feels more durable than the cardboard itself. Whoever designed this feel, this texture, they should design this. Actually feels like, if you've ever been inside one of the newer Ferraris, they have kind of a smooth stickiness to everything on the instrument panel, and it almost reminds me of that. And if you haven't, well then get good at what you're doing and buy one. Yeah, this has been really fun getting into here. It looks like maybe there's a third backup, or, oh, I see, it's medium and large, and then this is small. So for all the teeny tiny girly men out there, or for the females, we've got our small, and then of course a medium and large for people that care about their bodies and go to the gym and eat healthy, or just people who were just born huge. And we've got, the instructions up here, which are really great. It is kind of small. I can read it good, but if it's worth for an older person, they would probably need to get on Instagram and post a half nude selfie to get the attention of their grandson or granddaughter to come over and hopefully read this to them. And I think we're kind of it. I'm going to put this bad boy together, and I'm going to go thank my dog for purchasing this for me. He's over in the corner right now. Looks like he is doing some day trading on Ripple. So we'll see how that works. I have been Neon Keegan. Thank you so much for coming down this path with me. And Falkor, thank you for the new watch. And I'll see you guys next time. If you want to like and subscribe, whatever. I just do this for my dog. Bud. Falkor. CORGI. Falkor.